What's up, guys? Billy Carson here, also known as Forbidden Knowledge with the number 4. And right now I'm in beautiful Sydney, Australia, and I'm getting ready to head to the Outback. It's only 4 o'clock in the morning here, 4 a.m. We're going to be getting an early start here very soon and head out there and check out some of the areas ravaged by fire, document this information, and also check out some archaeological sites that are basically, if this fire persists, facing eradication. We don't want to have that happen without any good documentation of these areas. We already lost one spot where they had 8,000-year-old cave paintings gone to the fires, lost to history now. Okay, and there was no good documentation of that area. I'm going to give you an excellent documentation of the Gosford Glyphs. These are Egyptian hieroglyphs discovered in the middle of the Australian bush. Okay, and guess who else is out there? Thoth, the Atlantean, the same person, that ruled over Egypt for 14,000 years and basically authored many tablets, including the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, which I wrote a book about, Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, and he also wrote the Emerald Tablet of Hermes. So this is really an amazing event. I'm so excited to be out here to be able to document this information and save it in a way that can be brought to the masses so they can see what has gone on in the ancient past. And while I'm talking about that, if you want to find out a lot more information about the ancient past, you must come see me at Gaia Sphere. The link is in my bio. Look for the Gaia Sphere event. I'm going to be in Boulder, Colorado, April 25th. And it's going to be an all-day event, 5 to 6 hour event. It's already set. The event, the venue, everything is already established. You can book your tickets today. You need to come out there because it's going to be a one-of-a-kind, amazing event where I'm going to take you through the Chronicles of the Annunaki. Based on the movie that I'm doing with Dame Dash Studios, the Chronicles are going to begin in the Pleiadian star cluster. You're going to learn all about the Pleiadians, the different races, the different wars and factions, why they went to war, the battles, the types of technologies being used, where this can be found in different ancient texts, where the refugees fled to, what other star systems, Aldebaran, Sirius, Orion, just various different Epsilon Vortis, various different star systems. You're going to learn all about them, the different races. You're going to learn all about Nibiru, Marduk, all these amazing places and planets, Tiamat. You're going to find out where our solar system came from, how it got here, and how the Earth was then formed. All of the information that you've been thinking about and questioning and asking about is going to be answered in this 5-hour amazing session at Gaia Sphere. It's going to be set up like a TED Talks. And I guarantee you that a lot of this content will make its way into the actual movie. So it's like a movie premiere in a weird kind of way. You're not going to want to miss it, guys. Click the link in my bio. Check out the Gaia Sphere opportunity. Get your tickets, register, and come out and see me live in Boulder, Colorado, April 25th. And there's a special VIP section where we can actually interact on a more intimate basis. Take photos, shake hands, book signings, the works. This is going to be an amazing event, a one-of-a-kind event in a way and taught in a way that you've never been taught before, with graphics and images and sounds and everything else. I'm going to take you through a theater-like experience with a live stage performance that's going to blow you away, and you're probably going to walk out of there with 20 or 30 pages of notes, because that's how much information I'm going to be breaking down to you. You're also going to get a touch of the Egyptian mysteries. So as some of you have known, I've done now 2 Egyptian mystery schools. A lot of the content from those mystery schools will be also taught inside of this, because you're going to learn the origin of the Egyptian mysteries, which really relate back to the Kemetic mysteries and Kemetic teachings. And where did they get that information from? I'm going to link it all together for you. I'm going to tie you into the pharaohs, the Arabian kings, the Sumerian kings list, the original pantheon that came from heaven down to earth, who they were, the fallen angels, who they really truly are, and what does it mean. All this information, I'm going to break down all the different information about all the religions and where they got their source material from. It's going to blow your mind. You have to be there. Gaia Sphere, April 25th, 2020. Click the link in my bio. This will sell out very, very fast, all right? So peace and love from Forbidden Knowledge. I'll see y'all again. I'm going to try to call in live on Instagram Live from the Outback. What's up, guys? It's Billy Carson here for Forbidden Knowledge. I'm here with the beautiful Irena Diva. Check her out on Instagram at IRENADIVA. And right now we're driving down the highway, and we're headed over to the Gosford Glyphs in Australia. We're in the land down under in beautiful sunny Australia, except for today it's a little hazy from the smoke and the fires, and also now, thankfully, a little bit of rain, which seems like it may offset, hopefully, some of these embers that are being picked up by these heavy winds and taken all around. So, now, you live down here, right?
Yes, I live in Brisbane City, which is not too far away. It's about an hour's flight north of Sydney.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited that Billy is here finally after how many months we had discussed this topic. Actually, I remember you telling me about these glyphs, and so I'm really excited to finally make this all happen.
Yep, absolutely. If you don't know who she is, she's one of the top researchers in the field of consciousness, and she's a blogger and also has a very nice Instagram account, so check her out there. And she's going to be involved in a few more projects here coming up with me, Forbidden Knowledge. Looking forward to it. You know, she's been to a lot of the expos all over the world, and now going to help me cover this the Gosford Glyphs today as we go out here to meet Stephen and Evan Strong, two brothers that also flew into town. So it's a team of 4 of us total. These two brothers are experts on hieroglyphs. So we're going to have a great time today when we get out there. We're about probably 35 minutes away from the actual site, heading down the highway. Tell us a little bit, or tell them a little bit about the fires that have been going on out here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm sure everyone's heard about it on the news. Even on my Instagram, I've had a lot of people, you know, just saying, are you okay down there? You know, it's more the southern areas of New South Wales and also going into Canberra, these particular states which have been affected. But they've been exacerbated for many different reasons. Some are because of what humans are doing and privatized lands and just messing up with the natural balances of the ecosystems here. Some of it involves some dark occultism as well. Some of you guys may know a little bit about that. And some of it is also involving, you know, the traditional methods of sustaining the life and also wildlife and the balances of again, those ecosystems through traditional fire control, which is something that Aboriginals have been doing for such a long time to the lands here, because this is a fire country and it needs fire to an extent. So a lot of people just think that, oh my God, this is crazy that these fires are happening. Fires do happen every year in Australia. It is natural. It's not always a bad thing, but it got really out of hand this year because of all these other things that I stated.
Right, exactly. So you see, guys, it's a combination of several things. What was really interesting is yesterday I went out from my hotel to just take a look around and be in the environment, you know, in the city. And directly across the street there was an office building, and at that office building there's an actual corporation named Raytheon. And Raytheon is a military corporation, a U.S. military corporation, by the way, that's on the stock exchange. And I was kind of shocked to see that there, because Raytheon is actually a company that has these beam weapons. So they create the technology that where if you're in a drone, or you have a drone, or you have different type of helicopter or airplanes, there's technology that, you know, can be installed underneath that vehicle that can send these beam weapons down to the ground and literally catch things on fire, burn things, melt metal. Kind of just ironic that would be here. I mean, that was really kind of strange. You know, I had just got done researching different military corporations and what their technologies were and what their technologies could do. And when I saw that, I was kind of scratching my head like, wow, Raytheon is right here in Australia? Interesting. I mean, you know, if I had a place that was prone to catching on fires, I don't think I'd want to experiment with beam weapons out here. But it's here. I mean, I'm not saying it's a conspiracy. I'm just saying I thought it was very interesting that that place, that corporation was out here, you know.
Well, Australia works a lot with, you know, we're in alliance really with America. And America sort of forces a lot of countries to be in alliance with them.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, so, you know, it's it's very interesting when you research the US military bases all around the world. When you really investigate into it, you are like, holy crap, they are everywhere. And they won't say that they have them, because they have this thing called lily pads, and lily pads are these alliance bases which they don't have to say are theirs. So they'll say, no, that's an Australian base, or that's a, you know, whatever country it is, but it's actually in alliance with America, and they utilize that and they control them quite a lot. And so a lot of these missiles which you'll hear, which are being fired in the Middle East and all of that, that's happening even from Australia. The buttons that are all the controls, that's in these countries. And that they're the ones that control the satellites. And I know that there's a really big one which is more central in Australia, and that's where they're all coming from. So it's very interesting to sort of research into the, you know, these military bases, and what's actually happening and where it actually happens from.
Real interesting stuff, guys. Having some great conversation here with my colleague as we head on down the highway to get out here into the bush so we can research the Gosford Glyphs. It's going to be a very nice documentary. I'm going to make sure that we get a very good account of these glyphs so that they can be, well documented before any fire in the future or now has any chance of destroying them, or if anybody decides to buy this land, this private land, they can be sold literally at any time. And I doubt that anybody would want to invest the money to move these objects. They're massive walls. Which means that they could end up getting trashed, broken apart, or taken away and sold in pieces. We don't know. So we just want to go out here and, for prosperity, for history, document this in a way that, will educate the world on what was here and what happened in the ancient past, and how people came all the way from Africa to Australia to get wisdom and knowledge from the Aborigine people. So it's going to be an amazing day. I'm looking forward to it, and we're going to try to go live from the site if we have a strong enough signal. All right, so peace and love from Forbidden Knowledge. Catch y'all later. It's amazing. Come all the way out in the Outback and people know about Forbidden Knowledge. Oh, man. Guy has my book. That's amazing.
But you know what? He was supposed to be here today.
Yeah.
Yep. Like I think his girlfriend seemed quite.
Recording.
Yeah, it is wow, isn't it?
Oh my
I
God.
knew you'd like that.
Oh man.
That's the ring.
See my two fingers? You know Angkor Wat? You've heard of that place,
I've
haven't you?
been
They've
to
got
Angkor
big
Wat.
doorways, haven't they?
Huge
You know why
doorways.
they've got big doorways? This was found at Angkor Wat. We found 2 rings at Angkor Wat. We bought them both.
Wow.
See that one there? 2 fingers in there.
That's for a big person. Wow.
Right? You've got the elephant, you've got the pig person, you've got the monkey person, you've got the exit point there. You ready?
Yeah. Wow.
Now,
That is
some
solid.
person said to me, I got a thick finger, that would fit in my finger. It might. You put it on your finger, and your finger drops, and after about 3 minutes, it starts to hurt there.
Yeah,
it's too heavy.
too heavy.
And the weight is centered in one spot, not through the whole ring.
Right.
Have a look down here how much it's been knocked over.
Yeah.
This was found in the grounds of Angkor Wat,
Wow.
but there were 2 found together. Now, Roz, the person who found the rock and buys a lot of this stuff, and it's coming tomorrow, I think, she had another ring. And it had the 2 elephants and the monkeys, but not the pigs, right?
Right.
And she had that ring, and she bought it, and it was for her. She knew that, because everything comes to me, but she kept that one.
Right.
And she was watching the show on Sunday night, holding the ring like I do. This was all brown to begin with. No one could see that colour, and I'll tell you about that colour in a sec. And I started rubbing it, and this colour came from underneath, and I looked at it and thought, my God, it's the same colour as this. Could it be made at the same place? Because this was found at Angkor Wat for sure, we know that. Okay?
Right.
2 of them were. Anyway, Roz has got the first one, which she's bringing tomorrow for the other group we're doing. And after that, I said to Roz, I said, I think your ring is made of orichalk, and hers was coated green.
Yeah.
Okay? And I said, rub on it. And she did, and all of a sudden this come up again.
Yeah.
So she got it analysed. And this what was in there. It had the copper, like I said before, first element, then the zinc, then it had the iron, and then it had the lead, just like this one here.
Right.
And this is not this one, the other one. And the other one had 2 others. Instead of nickel, they put in tin and titanium. Now here's the problem. Titanium was discovered in 1791.
Right.
It was first put in jewellery in 1932. which means Angkor Wat must have been made after 1932. Because that's whitefella logic, isn't it? Because if they say titanium wasn't placed inside a ring before 1932, then lo and behold, Angkor Wat came about after 1932. That's only using logic. I'm only using whitefella thinking here. Unless they've got the story of history wrong, and the people way back had technology the equal of 1932 and could do it then.
Exactly.
That's the only explanation. Now we come to the readout of this one, which is different. So here we go. What has it got? Evan hasn't seen this yet.
No.
It's got 71% copper, 23% zinc. Okay. My one is 73.96 copper, and I'm 25.96 zinc. So we're nearly the same. What else is in there? Well, we've got the iron, 0.09%, so it's nearly homeopathic again. And we've also got the lead, 2.39%, so all of a sudden there are some differences here. And this time, we've added something new. We put the nickel back in. So now I have all the same 5 elements as this one. And then they put some tin in. That's the difference. So this is pure aurichalcum with the addition of tin. The other one was pure aurichalcum. They took out the nickel and put in titanium and tin. And I see there a commonality with all three. That was made at Angkor Wat. It was found by Vietnam vets when they helped Cambodia during the Civil War there. They cleaned it up a bit for them, destroyed the place. That tends to happen a bit with wars.
They do.
They both found them there. And here's the interesting part of the story. The interesting part of the story is Roz is fiddling with his first ring. It's 8:30 at night watching TV, and the ring tells her to go to the computer and type in a name. She'd never used that name before.
Wow.
Then the ring tells her to type in another name. And lo and behold, she's not in London where she got the first one, she's in Israel. And there, in an arts and crafts site, is a giant's ring.
What?
Now, she's never been to the site before. The other ring told her where to find it, which tells me that the two rings, the ones that's got the other one's got those two and those two are related, but closely. But this is related too, because we know this ring. I can't explain why. We know this ring was made in Lemuria also and given to the Atlanteans, because the Lemurians were more spiritual than the Atlanteans, and they tried to help them. And many Lemurians went to Atlantis when it began, and the idea was in the first generation when this was okay, it would have been cool. Now these two rings, you put them together, and I did one night, and I will never do it again.
Wow.
They hate each other.
Oh, wow.
All night long, my wife and I were in the bedroom, and all night long they were banging and rustling and moving. You'd look at it, you could see where it was, and there was nothing there. They went on all night, and I said to Del in the morning, "Did you sleep?" She said, "No." And she said, "If you ever put those rings together in the bedroom, I'm going to another bed. I'm not staying there again." They don't like each other. I cannot put them near one another. They're not comfortable with each other. But that ring is for a giant. And that's why the walls, and we do know, and we're told by Cambodian people, before the Chinese came, the original people were there. They were black and they were giants.
Wow.
And this was worn by a king, I'm told. And that is from Lemuria. This is from Lemuria, and it's got the Atlanteans. I think the Atlanteans put their symbols onto it, and then Atlas screwed the whole story up.
Wow.
So there's two parts of a different story, and they're all in Australia today.
Amazing.
We've got 3 rings, and of course there's shades of Tolkien's story in this, and I can tell you something about parts. Tolkien got a lot of it right, because that Scandinavian myth was based on the 3 rings that were in Atlantis. The one that was still pure throughout. The problem with this ring is it obeys whoever holds it. Now, we had a person in our group, I won't go into details, Shane knows all about it. She stole the ring off me.
Oh, wow.
And I can tell you the evil, we won't go through it, will we, Shane? The evil that took place after that was unbelievable. I mean, she published on website and told everyone she was going to kill me and Evan.
Wow.
And she used that ring, and I've got to tell you, Evan went to bed, he's allergic to ticks, and he went to bed, and he'll tell you when he comes back, in the middle of winter when we don't have ticks, he went to bed with no ticks and woke up with 30.
Wow.
I went to bed that night. I had elders from all over the country saying you're going to be attacked tonight, and they gave me mantras to chant. And on 2 occasions I thought I couldn't get through it. I really thought I was going to die, but we got through the night.
Wow.
And 2 days after that, a lady went down to the person that stole that ring and went there and said, "If you don't give it back, then I'll bash your head in." And she gave it back, and we got it back.
Wow.
So we've seen the evil, haven't we, Shane? Shane was there when the evil was taking place, wasn't he? It's not like anything you'd seen before, was it?
No.
It was pure evil that took over everyone that attacked me. They were screaming at me. It was quite bizarre. That one is for a giant.
It was
This
interesting.
is heavy.
Effect.
I mean, you couldn't wear this more than 5 minutes.
It's going to hurt your arm.
Yeah.
It's going to. What it does, it starts hurting there because I tried it.
Right.
And then it starts to hurt your wrist, and if you keep doing it, you're going to damage yourself. It's meant for someone who's Don't put it on your finger itself, but keep it in your palm.
I was just going to say about that ring, Steve. It was interesting the effect when we all held it. The ones that caused the problems were the ones that had the worst reactions. The other people had like a
Great
almost
reaction.
mystical reaction to it.
When they did ceremony with the ring, when they went off on their own, they all did projectile vomiting, were screaming in agony. And the person who conducted said, "No, this is good. We're cleaning the ring." No, the ring was attacking everyone because evil is non-discriminate. It only knows one thing. It's a blessing. We need evil on this planet because there's no test without it. But it's not discriminate. It just kills anyone that's there.
Yeah.
So that one is, I believe, to do with the animal spirits. And it's a representation of their power, which is equal to any other power, but it's not comfortable.
Oh, really?
With the string. If I actually normally I could never hold this string.
Does it look like I'm joking?
But
And I
I'm doing it
didn't know
right now
that.
because I'm
There you
showing
go,
it
there
to you,
you
and
go,
they accept it.
story.
That's why I wrap it up
No, I
like
held
this
the ring
because
last
it
time I
doesn't
was
want
here.
anything to do with the other ring.
That circle
They
of
hate
women
each
that
other.
were here.
They're not fighting
Did
each
your
other.
hand go cold or anything?
But this is purely
I felt
Lemurian, and
pure
Lemurians were
love
far
Yeah.
more spiritual
when I
because
felt
this
it.
is honouring the animals.
And I was holding
as
it and I
equal
was
to
at my
us.
feet.
Right.
This
I
is
think
their
when I
ring.
was sitting around
And
the
it's
table with
equal
them,
power.
I could
Yeah, I
see
learned that
there
in
was Liam
Cambodia.
sitting next to
The
me,
animals
his
were
girlfriend,
equal.
and
As a matter of
I've
fact, you were
seen
going to
them
be,
in what they looked like back in
subject to
the time
damnation or the
when
underworld if you even
they
killed
went down,
animals.
you know?
Mhm.
And I was like,
And
I
the
got
thing is,
feeling
what
I was
animals
just
have they
guarding
chosen
the
here? The
outside
monkey,
of
the
whole
pig,
scene
and the
saw
elephant, which are
people
the three of the
as they
smartest
were
animals there
and
are.
what they
Right.
looked like
And you'll
back
notice
in
they're all
the
in
day.
warrior
It was
pose.
just
They've got armour on.
Right.
So
You've got armour there, and the monkeys are like this. They're not ready to
It
argue.
was pretty
Right.
cool.
But you can't, I know about this, you can't take this into battle. That's not its job. It's to
Ceremonial.
give power and to connect you with the animal world.
Right.
And this one is completely different because it,
So what's that one used for? I had a moment with that ring last time, and my baby's called Orion Atlas.
Wow.
what's the ring used for?
And I have memories
Billy,
of
what do you think the angle watch used for?
Yeah, I knew that.
What do
Yeah.
you think?
to like cops.
I knew a
Ankle what?
circle up there is continuous. And that curve there is, all of the circles are continuous. I cannot find a chisel point. My elders, Uncle Jerry told me, and others have told me, that they're talking about laser. And we've